There's a real shift happening on The Breakfast Club, and it looks like Loren LaRosa is slowly taking over. Jess Hilarious has finally spoken up about how she feels. She admitted that people were right to sense the tension when she came back to the show. At first, she did not like Loren. She was unsure about how things would work and where she would fit in. She talked about how she reacted when Loren started doing the news segment. She said, "All right, that is her segment now. Take me off that. This is not my segment anymore." She made it clear that she was stepping aside and letting Loren take over. Jess also spoke about the experience of running into fans. She said people often try to bring her down just to praise Loren. She hates that. She wants people to know that it is not necessary to put her down to compliment someone else. Now, Jess is not holding back about what really happened at The Breakfast Club. She took to social media to express her frustrations, and fans are buzzing about it. Some people believe she was pushed out, while others say she was not the right fit for the job. There are even rumors that Charlemagne might have played a part in all this. But is Jess just upset, or does she have a real reason to feel this way? The Breakfast Club made big changes recently. They officially gave Loren her own segment, the latest with Loren LaRosa. Fans online have mixed feelings. Some say it is well-deserved, while others feel like Jess was treated unfairly. Loren posted a video announcing her new segment, and at the end of the clip, she turned the camera to Jess. Jess smiled and said, "I like that new intro." It seemed like she was showing support, but the situation was still messy. Fans remember when Jess was on maternity leave. Many people, including her supporters, begged The Breakfast Club to keep her spot open. They believed she brought real value to the show. She had a strong personality, and some fans loved her unfiltered opinions. But others felt like she lacked professionalism, and the show needed someone with real journalism skills. Loren, on the other hand, has been winning people over. She knows how to get all the details and deliver them with confidence. Some say she is the homegirl who always knows the latest news. Others believe she brings a fresh and professional energy to the show. Meanwhile, Jess has been facing more criticism. Many people were shocked that she struggled with reading lines during the show. Fans pointed out that reading is a huge part of the job, so it was surprising that she had trouble with it. But that is not all. Jess has also been caught up in some major controversies. One of the biggest moments that upset people was when she made fun of a child on air. This was no ordinary child. He was a brain cancer survivor, just 13 years old, and had always dreamed of becoming a police officer. People were outraged when The Breakfast Club made jokes about him. After receiving massive backlash, the show quickly took down the clip. Fans were especially disappointed with Jess. DJ Envy was part of the conversation too, but many believe Jess should have known better. People were furious that she joined in on the mockery. The situation reminded fans of a mistake Jess made in the past. She once joked about Chadwick Boseman when he had lost weight. At the time, no one knew he was battling colon cancer. After he passed away, Jess admitted that making fun of him was her biggest regret. Now, people are wondering if she has really learned from her mistakes. Some feel like she keeps crossing the line and not taking responsibility. Others think she was simply not the right fit for The Breakfast Club, and Loren was the better choice. Whatever the case, one thing is clear: this drama is far from over. Fans were upset with Jess when the truth came out. Instead of just feeling bad for her words, she realized what kind of person she had been, someone who made fun of a sick man. When asked if she had any regrets, Jess admitted, "This is the only regret I have in my career. Not in my personal life, but in my work. I do not regret anything else, except for this one joke I made about Chadwick Boseman before he passed." Before anyone knew he had cancer, he posted a video during COVID, telling people to stay inside because it was dangerous. "I thought he was losing weight for a movie role because he was a method actor. He was an amazing actor. So, I joked about his appearance." And then, just a few weeks later, he passed away. But it seems like Jess did not fully learn from that mistake because she is back to doing the same kind of things. That is just the start of the drama. Even though things were not going well for her, Jess refused to accept that she was fired. Instead, she jumped on social media and blamed The Breakfast Club for taking away her segment. She said, All right, that is her segment now. Take me off it. Give it to her. This is no longer my segment. I said it. I told them to take me off and give it to Loren or Charlemagne. It is basically hers already. She is reading it, she is doing it well, and she knows what she is doing. That is why I picked her to fill in for me when I was on maternity leave. Jess made it clear that she is not jealous of Loren. She even said, I tell her she is pretty every day. I support her. I do not hate her. When I first came back, I did not like what was going on, but it was not her. I was upset with the way things were being done behind the scenes. She also talked about how she went to the person who handles the show's intros and asked them to make Loren her own segment intro. Take Jess off that. Give Loren her own thing, she told them. But she claimed they refused to make changes that quickly. This made Jess feel even more left out. According to Jess, the network had been trying to push her out for a while, and fans noticed it too. The only reason Loren got a spot on the show in the first place was because Jess went on maternity leave. But while she was gone, Loren won people over. Fans loved her, and some even wanted her to stay permanently. When Jess finally returned, she made a big entrance. But the tension between her and Loren was obvious. Loren even addressed the situation on air. She said, I just want people to understand something. When you have two black women working together, it is not a compliment to bring one up while putting the other down. I have been getting a lot of that. People saying, oh, you're doing great, but I do not like this about Jess. I hate that. Jess might feel like she was pushed out, but fans have mixed opinions. Some believe she was not the right fit for the show, while others think she was treated unfairly. One thing is clear, this situation is not over yet. Jess was back, and people were watching closely. Some thought she had kicked Loren out of her seat as a way to show power. But Loren made sure to clear the air and let everyone know there was no bad blood between them. She said, me and Jess talk a lot. Even before she walked in, we were talking about this on air. Yesterday, we were at Simmons' birthday party, and I ran into so many people. This happens to me all the time. I tell people, you do not have to put Jess down to compliment me. I hate that idea of making women compete against each other. It is like when people see two women doing a good job, they feel like they have to pick a side. Loren also made it clear that she was happy to have Jess back. Thank you for letting me sit in that seat for a while. I am excited to work with you, she said. But even with Loren being respectful, things were not looking good for Jess. Fans made it clear in the comment section that they wanted Loren more than Jess. One fan posted, if you watch The Breakfast Club in the morning, I need to know what you think about Jess and Loren. When Jess was on maternity leave, Loren did an amazing job. At first, I thought there was room for both of them, but now, I am not so sure. The comments about Jess are not good. People say she is not the best at reading the news or sharing facts clearly. Another fan wrote, Loren LaRosa is slowly taking over. Jess better pay attention because I know when someone is being pushed out. Even DJ Academics spoke about the situation. He said, Jess went from being a comedian to just reading gossip from a script. At least Loren knows legal stuff and has real sources. Jess is only there to check a box for the network. Jess was upset, but what really bothered her was that nobody stood up for her. Charlemagne and DJ Envy saw the negative comments, but they never defended her. She said, not one person stood up for me. Not one. I am always dealing with this online nonsense, and I have had enough. Why do I have to keep playing along? I feel like I am being played with, and I do not like it. Jess also compared the situation to high school drama. This whole show is run like a high school. It is all about popularity. Nobody has my back, she said. She then mentioned Angela Yee, who left The Breakfast Club in 2022. The network replaced her with different guest hosts, and that is how Jess got her spot. But Jess believes Angela made the right choice by leaving. She said, Angela Yee is not crazy. People tried to make her seem like she was, but I get it now. There is a reason she left. I do not know how she lasted 13 years on the show. I could never do that. Jess clearly feels like she was pushed out, and she is not staying quiet about it. But whether people agree with her or not, it looks like The Breakfast Club has already moved on. Jess has been quiet for a while, and that is not normal for her. She usually speaks her mind, but this time, she has been holding back for a reason. And when she says the show had high school drama, she is not making it up. Remember that clip where she told Loren to be quiet? That was real. Jess talked about it on her Instagram Live. At first, it seemed like she was fine with Loren being there, but deep down, it did bother her. Loren was only supposed to fill in while Jess was away, but the network decided to keep her. Jess saw that as a problem. Over time, she tried to move on, but it felt like her coworkers would not let her forget it. Every day, they reminded her, saying, "You're not at work. You're not at work." Jess started doing more shows outside of the studio, and she realized she was having more fun away from the Breakfast Club than she did inside. She had a contract, not some small job she could just walk away from. She had worked hard to get her spot, but things did not feel the same anymore. One of her biggest issues with Loren was that she always talked over her. Jess had told Loren many times to stop, but it kept happening. That is why she told her to be quiet that day. Jess even went through the comments online and saw that people did not like how Loren overtalked her. Jess did not want to be rude, but she also felt like she had to stand her ground. The next day, Charlemagne sent her a message saying, "Do not tell her to be quiet. Tell her to shut up." Play into the idea that you two do not like each other. Jess did not like that. Why would they fake a fight just for views? It felt like the show was trying to make them into enemies when, in reality, they had no real issue. Jess knew how the entertainment world worked, but this time, it did not sit right with her. She had always been loud, funny, and unfiltered, but she was not about to pretend to have a problem with someone just because the network wanted drama. It was frustrating to see people try to push a false narrative. Even though she and Loren had their moments, Jess never saw her as an enemy. But it was clear that the network had already made its choice. Fans also felt that Loren was a better fit for the show. Some even said Jess was not great at her job. People pointed out that while she was entertaining, she often struggled with reading from the script or providing solid facts about the stories they discussed. Many viewers felt that Loren, with her journalism background and experience, brought more depth and professionalism to the show. Then, there was the matter of Jess's personal choices. She openly admitted that she got pregnant on purpose, and for some, this was the reason she lost her seat on the show soon after being hired. Now, people believe she has no one to blame but herself. They argue that she made her decision, and the network made theirs. Some fans were even harsher, saying that Jess never really fit in with the show's format. They felt that she was better suited for comedy and stand-up rather than hosting a radio show that required research, discussions, and in-depth conversations about serious topics. Others thought that the Breakfast Club only hired her because of her popularity, but once Loren stepped in, it became clear that she was the stronger choice. Loren had the experience. Before joining the Breakfast Club, she worked at TMZ as a senior news producer. She knew how to break stories, present information clearly, and handle media discussions with confidence. She was used to being in the newsroom, fact-checking stories, and making sure that what she reported was accurate. Fans noticed this difference and appreciated her approach. Unlike Jess, Loren did not just react to news, she analyzed it. Meanwhile, Jess started feeling more and more disconnected from the show. She said that being in the studio no longer felt fun. "I have more fun outside the studio than I have in there now," she admitted. It was obvious that she was unhappy. The tension on the show was growing, and even though she tried to brush it off, people could tell something was off. At the same time, Jess also felt frustrated that no one was standing up for her. She had seen the comments. People were saying that she was being phased out and that Loren was taking over her spot. Even DJ academics joined the conversation, saying that Jess had been reduced from a comedian to someone who just read gossip from a script. That hurt. Jess had built a career out of making people laugh, and now it felt like she was being discredited entirely. She was especially upset with Charlemagne and DJ Envy. They had seen all the negative comments about her, yet they never spoke up. "Not one person came to my defense," she said. Not one. That made her feel betrayed. She had always been outspoken, but now, She was realizing that speaking up did not mean people would have her back. This whole situation reminded her of when Angela Yee left The Breakfast Club. Angela had been on the show for over a decade, and when she finally decided to leave, many people speculated that it was because of behind-the-scenes drama. Jess now felt like she was in a similar position. "I do not know how she did that for 13 years, Jess said. She hinted that there were a lot of things about the show that the public did not see, and she was tired of it." Loren, on the other hand, continued to shine. She was getting more screen time, handling more important discussions, and proving why she was the better fit. It was not hard to see why fans preferred her. Even in small moments, viewers could tell she was comfortable in her role, while Jess seemed like she was losing interest. Now, people are wondering what will happen next. Some believe Jess will officially leave The Breakfast Club, while others think she might stick around just to prove a point. But the reality is, the show is moving forward, and Loren is a big part of that future. In the end, The Breakfast Club has always been about entertainment and keeping the audience engaged. But at what cost? Jess feels like she was set up, forced into unnecessary drama, and then pushed aside. But was it really a setup, or was it simply the reality of the entertainment business? Either way, the decision has been made. Fans have spoken, the network has made its choice, and Jess has to figure out her next move. Will she fight to stay, or will she walk away and focus on something new? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, this drama is far from over. Many fans think the decision to keep Loren was the right one. Unlike Jess, Loren had strong experience in media. She worked at TMZ for over 7 years as a senior news producer. She was used to reporting, finding exclusive stories, and delivering news in a professional way. Her background made her a great fit for The Breakfast Club, and people noticed it. When Jess went on maternity leave, Loren stepped in and quickly became a favorite. She gave useful information, blended well with the team, and made the show feel more complete. Some fans even pointed out that Jess barely contributed to certain episodes. They noticed that Jess would introduce a topic and then Loren would take over, reading all the details and explaining everything. Because of this, some viewers started questioning why Loren was not getting the credit she deserved. People wondered if her role was just temporary or if she was going to stay for good. Some even blamed Charlemagne for the whole situation. They said he rushed to hire Jess without properly looking at other options. Then, when she went on leave, he realized Loren was a better fit but did not know how to go back on his decision. Fans also believe Charlemagne kept Loren on the show because he did not want to lose her talent. But by doing that, it pushed Jess into the background. It seemed like she quietly gave up on trying to be part of the show. The latest example of this was when they were reporting on Wendy Williams. Loren had used her journalism skills to find important details, but Jess did not seem interested. She gave short answers and even made comments that sounded negative, like questioning why Wendy was still using her ex-husband's last name. It feels like Jess is starting to realize what many people have been saying, that Loren was the better choice for the job. But does that mean Jess deserved to lose her spot? Some believe there was space for both of them. Maybe The Breakfast Club could have created a new role for Loren so both women could be on the show together. At the end of the day, it looks like Jess is focusing on other things now. She is busy filming and working on different projects. But the way this situation played out has left people talking. Some fans believe Charlemagne should have handled things better, while others think the network made the right call. What do you think? Should Jess have kept her seat, or was it time for someone new? Let us know in the comments.